number of rainstorms come through and flood this entire state. So, we said, let's go up to Walker Valley and see what these rainstorms did to it. So we're looking for damage, water damage, washouts, lots of puddles. We plan on getting muddy today. There is plenty of water, there's no doubt about that. I'm still having lots of maintenance issues with my bike. I don't know if you backfiring is getting much worse. Wait, gotta get around this corner. Oh! What the heck did I hit back there? Here the RPM's up and down, it won't stay steady. Okay, here's the first bridge. One of our subscribers joined us on today's ride. Try to find out what bike he's riding. Oh, they fixed it. Well, no water problems there. Oh, that must be pretty nasty up there if it stopped those guys. They're the professional riders. Well, we're on SMC Trail. Yeah, I don't know what's around that corner. So do I go wide and try to go above it, whatever they're hitting? Wow. Let me go see what this looks like. Wow. What a mess. You want me to lift something?
You can lift over there.
What can I grab?
Anything.
What's that?
You can grab anything.
Ready?
Yep.
Alright, I think I'll try to go up that way. And don't hit your foot peg right there. Thanks for showing me which way not to go.
Yeah, no shit. That's not right. You should have struggled.
I went up over the bank. I'm a cheater. Oh. feet back on the pegs, Bill. Don't have them sticking out front. You're not on a Sunday joyride. It's actually somewhat technical. Oh, so, in the quest to fix my bike, I decided just to order a brand new carburetor. Yamaha wants about 600 bucks for it. My friend who knows how to do carburetors said, well, before you dump that kind of money into it, wait. Ugh. Hit Fleabay to see what they got to offer. So I found a person on Fleabay that has like 92% approval. I've never bought anything on Fleabay before, so I had to ask him how to order it. And I ordered a brand new carburetor for the bike. 50 bucks. You tell me how you can build, hit the foot. Build a carburetor for 50 bucks. Oh, that's right, you're not paying the kids that do it. Wait. So, before we put it on the bike, he said, let me tear this thing all the way down, take a look at what's on the inside. We have no idea for 50 bucks what it looks like. So that's the one I accidentally drilled out the idle screw on. So I got a new idle screw and a rebuild kit. He put that in. All the float bowl screws were put on so tight they couldn't be pulled off without stripping them. So I ordered new float bowl screws. And then we went inside and found out the jets don't even have any numbers on them. Uh-oh, let's go up this way. Okay. SMC. See, where were we? Oh yeah. So, since the jets didn't even have numbers on them, I questioned, well, what jets are in there? I need to know what jet I'm running. Boy, this trail's taking a beating. Bottom down. I have to adjust that RPMs again. So I ordered a whole bunch of jets. And I also ordered the next size up jets. So if I ever get this thing running, right, I can pull the car back out and put larger jets in it. Because everything I've read on the internet says that's what you have to do. And who am I to argue with the internet? What is that? About 1,200 or
1110.
Okay.
Look behind you.
Oh, we do have damage. That doesn't count. That'd be easy to cut. One thing I do have to ask is, that's not a Honda, even though it's an H. Husqvarna?
Husqvarna.
Yes.
What kind of bike you riding?
Husqvarna.
But I mean,
It's a TE 300 Pro.
TE 300 Pro.
Yeah.
Alrighty. The other guys. Oh, ho, ho! The other guys switched bikes because neither one of them have ridden that style of bike before. damage here. That log's been there forever. Shipped up, Bill, ships up. So, where was I? Oh yeah, we replaced the spool. Replaced those float screws in the carburetor. Oh, this took some wet washing out. Woohoo! And then unfortunately, the last thing he was going to do is check the float level. So he tried to loosen up the float drain screw. And the same frickin' gorilla that put in the float bowl screws cinched that float drain screw down so tight, wound up completely, I mean, we're talking completely, it's a round hole now, stripping out that drain screw. So, I can't put the dang thing on the bike right now the way it is. Because I drain the gas when it's not being run. Ooh. I could switch the float from the other one over to the new one. But I don't want to play the switching game. I want two good carburetors. So, I'll have to try to figure out if I just have to buy a brand new float bowl, I should say, and hope it comes with the screw, because I don't know how to get the stripped float bowl screw out. But anyway, enough talking about maintenance of the bike. This is Trail SMC, and it has been taking a beating a little bit lately. Coming this direction on this trail is usually, it's pretty easy usually. Coming back at the opposite direction, it's a real bear of a trail. Move your feet back on the pegs, Bill. Man, that's so hard to remember. Some interesting stuff happened to me this week. Over the last 2 weeks, actually. When I retired, most of the people that I talk to that are retired, you wind up getting into a little group of people to talk to each other. You know, because all you workers aren't around for us to yap with, so we have to find somebody to talk to. That was fun. Woohoo! Whoa! So anyway, uh-oh. Get the record. And the vast majority of the people that are retired told me, oh, you just retired. First thing you need to do is don't go too hard. Save your projects, because you'll eventually get so bored. Okay, which way? Which way? Let's go this way. And you won't have anything to do. Then you want to go back to work. Now, so I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen with me. Because I got myself lots and lots of hobbies. So, unfortunately, the vast majority of my hobbies are my hobbies. Woo! Boy, I'm glad I didn't hit that. Woo! Let's see if I can make it down this without falling over. Woohoo! let's find a hobby that the little lady and I can do together. Let's learn how to cook. So what we've been doing is we bought a whole bunch of recipe books. I know, it's the 21st century, you don't buy stuff, you look it up on the internet, but we like having books. We're old. Went out and bought a whole bunch of basic ingredients, and we're trying to learn how to cook from scratch. Holy mackerel. I don't know if you've ever cooked something from scratch in today's world. Get back to the story. Okay, took a little break. We're gonna head back up Curt's Connumdrums. The other two have switched back to the normal bikes after they both discussed what they do and don't like about the other's bikes. Ugh. Well, they did a great job of fixing this. Thank you, trail maintenance people. Oh, high centered. Oh, it looks like it's reverting back to its old self.
I got you. Start her up.
Looks like it's going back to its old self.
Yeah, well, at least now you have this.
Yeah, okay.
Because they blocked that in pretty good, so.
So you're thinking on the right-hand side instead of up over that?
Yeah. I mean, you could come up here, hit the front and go up, or you could climb that.
I'm thinking I like your second option. Okay. Wow.
Done. Both of you, good job.
I don't think we can.
If you don't make that right, though, you go down the cliff.
Well, that's why I was standing there, to make sure that didn't happen.
I have crashed on that before, going down, coming down the other way. Okay, so that should be the bulk of the technical stuff for Curt's. High center. For this portion of Curt's Conundrum. Well, oh, really? Oh, that's right, the route. And I'll probably high center on it. So I'm going to try going around this time. I've never gone around that route. Whoa! That wasn't a good move.
Good.
Oh, might need headlight in this area. Look how dark it is. All right. Curt's Conundrum continued. This is actually the hard part of Curt's Conundrum. Slow. Okay, here's the river from the trench. Okay. I see they're stopped in the trench. Oh, Ron made it up. Okay, right where he's going around that corner. That's a heck of a thing. Let me know when everybody's clear.
Hey, he's almost there. Stand by. He's up.
On my way. Let's try to get the front tire on this a little bit. ground, please. Bad front end. Bad front end.
Bad.
Stay on the ground.
Oh.
Man.
Naughty.
It's hard to steer this thing when the front end's up in the air. Whee! Wow, that came from the front. Ah! Should be a big drop off pretty soon. Right there it is. That is
A lot of times you'll clip your handlebar in the tree there.
so tough to come up, but
You want to go right
I've never had an issue with. Oh, shut up, Bill. Shut up.
to the right of the
All right.
snow. It looks intimidating, but you should bounce right over it.
Yeah, he's explaining that next obstacle. If you take the root side, you're hosed. Take the rock side, you're looking good. Okay. Come on, Husqvarna. Oh, piece of cake! Whee!
This could be the next one. I forgot how I get through here.
Yeah, I'd high center on that. They're gone! Hot double diggity!
So there used to be a root shelf right there, but it looks like someone finally came through and cut them out.
Thank you!
No, it looks like the root shelf down there didn't get cut though.
No.
That was kind of cool.
Huh. Woo. That. There used to be roots that went across right there, and that made you go up here, try to cut back. Whoa! Oh, they dug this out too. Somebody did some serious maintenance up here. Just about ran into him. I come around the corner, it jerked. I wound up goosing the throttle. Hey, it's been a while since we came up this trail. We go down it all the time. This is our return route from a lot of our rides. Woo-wee. Nice. Very nice. Alrighty. Doug's Loop. Whoa! What, that big log is still in the way. Okay, we got water. Ooh, kind of deep. Must be in the way. So, where were we? Oh, we were talking about looking for hobbies that both me and the bride can do. Wait till he gets to the top. Don't want to stop on that hill for any reason. Whee! Look at that. So we're cooking, doing prep work. I'm the guy that has to go harvest all the stuff from the garden. And last night, we said, hey, let's make a second. It's a really, really steep drop. Now, I've cleared a route that used to catch people's front tire off of this about 3 rides ago. And I said, let's make a roast from scratch. Because, you know, we normally go to Costco and we get the kind that it's in a bag, you boil it, and then you dump it on a plate and you eat it. Hold still. Yeah, right where his front tire is, there used to be a root that stuck out that would catch people's front tire. I cut that out, got it out of there. So, hopefully nobody's mad at me. You ruined the trail. But, oh! It looks like that drop-off got a lot worse. I ought to be able to high center on it real well. Come on. Wah!
Yes.
I hate this.
Doug's Loop continued. So, cooking stuff from scratch takes a long, long time. So if you're worried about being bored when you retire, whoa, look at that mud. We got mud, woohoo! Yeah, oh, very slick mud. It's being thrown all over the place. Yeah, this is a tough one. I'm going to wait until... Tell me when it's clear. Centering left and right. assume they went this way, since it is the main trail. So, guaranteed, if you're retired and you take up cooking, you will not be bored. So, as the thing's cooking, I'm thinking, why is it that this is reminding me of my childhood? I mean, wow! Right back to when I was 6 years old. And then it struck me. It's like, oh, I know why. Because back when I was a kid, all our meals were cooked from scratch. We didn't actually have any of this shake and bake or prepared, throw it in the microwave. If you wanted to eat, you bought the raw ingredients and you cooked it. And as a result, you grow up smelling home-cooked meals. I was like, you know what? I'm 60 freaking years old. I never realized I missed that smell. So I'm thinking to myself, you know, that's such a shame that some of these younger kids, wow, that didn't grow up in the era when home cooking was a must, don't get to experience all the home-cooked smells. Because there's a wide plethora of different smells in a house that does home cooking. I know, weird subject. But you know, when you figure out stuff about your childhood that you totally forgot, it's like, wow, cool. This is fun. Holy cow. Sorry about the language. It is such fun. Whee! Okay, we're leaving Doug's Loop, going on to Kim and Monica's. And falling over at the same time. I expect to see a lot of water on this trail. And bridges. Whee! Where's all the water?
There's like nothing here.
There isn't nothing here. I've seen more water in the middle of summer. Well, that's messed up. Ah! Hey, this is where I lost my tool pouch.
Yeah, this is where I'm going to get in your tool pouch. Your saw's in here, yeah?
Saw, yes, uh-oh. Oh, that's a good one. Holy mackerel. Sorry about the language. Okay. Okay, we just hopped on to Kim and Monica's off of Doug's. A little bit of trail maintenance. Ugh. We're looking where other people were just riding over that log, and you can see where a couple of them went off into that mess. So maybe somebody will ride it and say thank you to whoever cut that log. Yep. So there was marks that went off into that mess. No water. Look at this. Huh. You can tell that there used to be a lot of water on it. Maybe it's because of how steep it is. And I expected a lot more water through here as well. Like this. Whoa! Don't hit the roots at an angle. Bill almost went for a swim. Woo! Ooh, that was rough on the wrists. Ow, ow, ow. Doing so good. So, uh-oh. Pay attention, this is not fun. Ooh. Yep, look at that riverbed. Wow. Okay, let's go down the Kim and Monica riverbed. Usually done a little easier at speed, except for all this water and the sun in my eyes, and I can't see what I'm seeing. Hey, think about what you just said, Bill. How about I can't see what I'm not seeing? Okay, that's better. Stand up on pegs, toes on the pegs, not the heels. Woo-hoo. Wow, that's different. Whoa! Totally different. That was all washed out. Okay, I'm expecting water on this bridge. Better be water, darn it. Nope, that's just standard water flow. Maybe it's because the mountain is so steep, all the water's already run off of it. Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you the 21st century.
Oh, way more than this.
Capture. Capture. Okay, we're gonna hit some technical stuff here. Especially coming back up it. We're going to have to come back up this. This is technical because it's a lot of real steep, sharp turns. With rocks. And stumps. And, oh, blackberries. And going off the trail. I've fallen in these blackberries on the left before. It was an unpleasant experience. Steep, steep, steep. Oh, that's not fun coming up that. Come around the corner, there's those rocks sitting right there. Yep. Memorize all this stuff, Bill. You will see it again. Ah! Mud, sorry about that. Manly scream there, huh? Well, just a heads up, for those of you watching this, a little known fact about, oh, that does not look like that. How are we gonna get up this? Go. Oh, how are we getting up that? Oh. Shorter people. No, I say shorter. Ooh, I'm 5 foot. Oh, Ooh. Okay. Pay attention, Bill. I'm 5'2". So I'm normal size. I'm not a freak like these 5'3" and above people. But shorter people, they have smaller necks. I shouldn't say smaller, I'd say shorter necks. And anybody that's played a musical instrument knows that the shorter a string is, the higher the pitch of the musical note it makes. So because shorter people have shorter necks, their vocal cords are shorter, which means they normally have higher voices. For example, most women are shorter than most men. Therefore, they have higher voices than most men. So, that's my excuse for making girly screams. I think it's a valid excuse. Wow. We have a river. Whoop, we lost the river. That retired people do to entertain themselves is after the work nightmares stop. For me, it took about 3 years. I'm not talking about the work nightmare where you say, oh, I wound up walking into work naked. Those are the, okay, how much did you actually hate your job? Oh my God, I'm still in it. Nightmares. So I no longer have the work nightmares. So it's kind of entertaining. Oh, we're now in Ron's Fortress of Solitude. We're gonna stop. We're gonna take a look around. We're gonna have to say that Ron has big boulders. Look at that.
I got some big boulders, man.
Wow, look at this place. Come back here. This is the place to take a break. Well, somebody did some serious digging. Oh, another boulder up there. Here we are. End of Kim and Monica's. Yeah! Did I drop anything? Okay, so anyway, once the work nightmares stop, you can actually turn it into a fun game. So when I'm eating breakfast in the morning, I pull out my phone and I start looking at the news media. And there's a couple. I can't see anything. Wow. there's a couple of websites out there where people tell nightmare stories about their work. Like, I want to read these so I know what I am missing out on. And there's always stories about how horrible the boss is or how the boss made this kind of decision. Last one!
Look at that. We're not the only ones up here.
I bet he's north, one of them north parking lot guys.
Yeah, probably.
Alright, we're back on Kim and Monica's. We all agreed that one obstacle that I was saying, I don't know how we're going to get past it, is that it's not worth damaging our bikes on. So we went around it. So we're going to head back on down the riverbed, Kim's River. Alrighty, where were we? So that's the new hobby. Across the face! Pay attention, Bill. Pay attention! Up the water. Whoa! Got a rider coming. Same guy. Yeah. Hey, you know how wild those two-stroke people are? They're madmen, I tell you. See, read all these stories these poor people are going through with their works and their bosses. And it's a real experience, a chance to build empathy as you feel for these people. It's like, I cannot believe he or she is going through that. Or I cannot believe how stupid the company is. And then you sit back after you feel a bit of empathy for the person and feel happiness because you're not involved in that anymore. I remember when I used to have to deal with that stuff. So that's another hobby that you'll be able to do when you retire, is read about other people's work misfortunes. And with that said, let me tell you about the second worst job I ever had in my entire life. Woo! I know you're not going to believe it. Because big companies are always good, right? Well, this is Rockwell Collins. The Boeing company laid me off. It says, thank you for your services. Kim and Monica's. So, I went out looking for a new job. That's what you do when you get laid off. Well, let me rephrase that. That's what you're supposed to do. Anyway. And Rockwell Collins, I found out they were hiring. I go, hey, that's a big company. I'd like to get my feet in the ground floor with that company. And I applied for the job. It was up at SeaTac Airport. And I said, okay, so that's not too far from my house. So it turns out they hired me, and I say, yeah, well, oh, look at that. Look at that. Okay, that was worth it. Yeah, we'll hire you. But we're going to hire you part-time. Because we don't want to pay you benefits. Well, I'm laid off. I'm not going to complain. I want to be able to make the mortgage payment, darn it. Well, guess what? If they pay you $9.35 an hour part-time in the Seattle area, you're not paying your mortgage. Oh, I don't live in Seattle, by the way. I would never claim to live in Seattle. Anyway, but I worked for them, and basically they were a subcontractor that worked for Alaska Airlines. Alaska at the time did not have an entertainment system on board their airplanes. Wait, which way did we go? Coyote! Yes, ooh! Oh! That was my nemesis. That's my Coyote Nemesis. Got a high center here. Sorry about the grunting. So, their entertainment system was these little computers, laptops, called digi-players. So you check into the airplane, you give the steward, I don't know what you call them nowadays, steward, stewardesses, flight attendant, let's call them flight attendants. $10, and they give you this digi-player. It's got movies and music and podcasts and all this neat stuff on it. A great deal, I think. Well, it was our job to deliver these 41 digi-players to each plane that was going to get them. Ooh. At the beginning of the day, and go retrieve them at the end of the day, charge the batteries and clean all the puke off of them. Yeah, you heard me right. Clean the puke off of them. Some people actually aren't able to look at a video screen while they're in a moving vehicle. And they wind up throwing all over that.
Alright, Bill.
I think I'm willing to try it. Alright, here we are. We're going to continue on Coyote. All normal water. So we'd pick them up. $9.30. Okay. Ow. Well, when I went to get the job, because it's up at SeaTac, they're really particular about who they let into that airport, as they should be. TSA makes me go in and get a special TSA badge, and involves handprints, FBI background checks. Ooh. So I go in to get this badge so I can access the airport, and they tell me Ben's Revenge. We're going down Coyote. It's going to be $100 to get this pass to get into the airport. And not only is it $100, it's issued, or the company that I work for owns the pass. They're the ones responsible for it. So because of that, they're supposed to be the ones buying it. Well, I've made a phone call. Hey, I need to get got this pass. You guys didn't give me any money to get it. Oh, we do things differently here. You have to buy it with your money and then we reimburse you. Alright, whatever. I give them $100. I get the pass. Oh. This is a tricky corner. I get home, I get to work, and I start working like normal. Oh! A couple weeks goes by, 2 weeks, and I asked the boss, I said, hey, it's been 2 weeks, when do I get my first paycheck? Oh, wait, I love this section. Look at that. This is how much water is normally here. I'm going to call this area Bill's Placebo. No, wait, a placebo is something that doesn't... Okay, I got to come up with a new name. The boss tells me, oh, we don't cut checks here. They do that back at the corporate office back east. I go, okay. So back to the original question. When do I get paid? You'll get paid when they send the check out. Alright, I go back to work. 3 weeks goes by. I go up to him and say, hey, 3 weeks gone by. When are you going to pay me? Still waiting for corporate to send a check. I said, while we're on the subject, when are you going to give me the $100 for my pass? Oh, there's a lot more extra paperwork that you have to fill out for that. Wow, could you have told me about that 3 weeks ago? Oh, well. Oh, look at little squirrel. So sorry, squirrel. To be continued.
Now we need to make a plan for making, well, at least I do. I don't know if you guys want to.
We're gonna do two or going down. We came up this one on our last ride. Easier than it used to be. Back to Rockwell Collins. Wonderful company that it is. So I continue working. Week number 4 rolls around. Bill has not seen a single dime from Rockwell Collins. They come up to him and they say, hey, got a couple changes we're going to have to make. We need you to be identified as a Rockwell Collins employee when you're at SeaTac. I go, okay, no problem. Well, you got a shirt or jacket you want me to wear? I go, well, yeah, we do, but you need to buy it. I go, excuse me? Well, we're not just going to give you a jacket. Those things cost money. So, I said, well, I'll tell you what. I don't think I'm going to buy a jacket. If you have a requirement that you want me to be identified as a Rockwell Collins employee, you'll lend me the jacket. I'll give it back to you when I leave. Well, that's not the way it works. I go, okay, well, then I'll go without a jacket. They eventually gave me a jacket because I held my ground. I said, while we're talking, I think it's 5 weeks now since I've gotten a paycheck. I'm not doing this job for free. Do you have any intention on paying me? Oh yeah, we'll get to it. So I'll tell you what, today is my last day this week. I was working 4 days a week. Next week, I'll come in on the first day. If I don't have a paycheck, I'm not coming in anymore. Oh yeah, you'll come in. So okay. So I gave him a heads up. Woo! Turn! Oh, easy, Bill, easy. Oh, panic. That was a panic you heard. I was trying to reach my foot down. My short legs wouldn't reach the ground. Woo-hoo-hoo! So I come in. I do my job. I ask them, do I have a paycheck? I go, no, not yet. I said, okay, I go home. Well, next morning, I sleep in. The phone rings. Where are you? I said, what do you mean, where am I? I'm at home. You just called me. Don't you know where I am? They said, you're supposed to be at work. You're supposed to be making deliveries. Do you know how much money this is going to cost us in missed delivery fees? I said, I don't know. Well, it costs you the same amount of money that you should have paid me. They said, well, get your butt in here. We need you in here. I said, I'll make you a deal. If you guarantee me you can hand me a check when I walk in that door for my wages up to now, I'll come into work tomorrow. What about today? Not today. I got plans. Oh. Okay, just get your ass in here tomorrow. Well, I showed up. The first thing I said was, you got a check for me? Yes, they do. And guess what? The check was cut locally. They didn't have to go back to the East Coast. So they've been lying to me the entire time. So after that, they started giving me my paycheck 2 weeks, every 2 weeks like they're supposed to. Everything's fat, dumb, and happy. Until I asked them, oh, whoa! Bill almost went for a crash. When are you going to pay me for this TSA badge? We're still waiting for corporate for that. Okay. You guys do understand this badge has to be turned in every year and reissued. Yeah, we understand that. Okay. So I stopped talking about the badge. And I worked, and I worked. And then they turned around and they said, we need to increase your hours. Oh, that's good. I got some spare time on my hands since I was laid off. So they... No. You're going to be working 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. Wow, that's busy. Okay, I can do that. And I worked that for quite a while. Then I went back to them later. I said, hey, dudes. You know, since I'm working... What is it, 50-hour weeks? That means I'm full-time. Are you going to be giving me benefits? Oh no, we still classify you as part-time. I said, how can I be working 50-hour weeks and be a part-time employee? And they said, well, that's the way it is with our company. Okay, I'm not going to fight that. Whoa. Yes, this is so fun. Turn, turn, turn. Don't hit the foot pegs. Ah. Okay, good, good. And then there was lots of other stuff. One day I show up, we're supposed to we have a van. We throw all the digi-players in it, rush over to the SeaTac, unload them, take the digi-players into the planes and come back. One day I show up, I hop in the van, I start it up, and the fuel light turns on. I call up the boss. I say, hey, where's your fuel card? I need gas. Whoa! Bill made a bad mistake here. Whoa! Don't hit the foot pegs. No foot pegs. Did I mention how fun this is? They said, we don't have a fuel card. Just swing by the gas station, fill it up, pay for it, and we'll reimburse you. I said, no, I don't think so. What do you mean you don't think so? I know how you guys have issues with reimbursing people on stuff. I am not spending a single cent on gas for this van. Oh, look at that. Whoa, that made them so pissed. Boss had to get off his duff, drive in, grab the van, come out and use his own personal credit card to put gas in the van. Work. And one day, this is where I found out about the throw up. We get like 4 different airplane digiplayers. They're just covered in puke. When they handed them to us from the airplane, they're all in plastic bags full of puke. And what the flight attendant does, someone throws up on it, they just put it in a plastic bag, seal it, and it's our job to clean it. And I go, oh geez, this is kind of nasty. And I go to the boss and say, hey, where's the gloves? And they go, what do you mean gloves? I go, this is puke. Do you realize this is like a biohazard? What do you mean it's a biohazard? I said, I have absolutely no idea where this person that threw up on this thing came from. He could have come from overseas. And, stand by. I don't have immunity for stuff that's overseas. You go, wow, well, you don't have any gloves. Just clean it with your hands. So, that time I did. Ooh, nice. Okay, foot peg time. Oh! Then I brought my own gloves in. I said, I am not getting sick for a job. Well, the other guys I was working with saw me cleaning these digiplayers. And I was wearing gloves. And they said, wait, whoa. What's going on? Where'd you get the gloves? And I explained to them, I brought them in. Well, why are you wearing gloves? I explained to them the toxicology of being exposed to biohazards from foreign countries and how you may not have the immunities. And every one of them that I work with, we want gloves. And I said, I'll lend you some, or I'll give you some. So we spent about a week. I kept bringing gloves in and providing them for everybody. And they were all happy. When that box ran out, I said, okay, everybody, I bought the last box. Who wants to buy the next box? They go, well, what? We don't buy safety equipment. That's the company's job to provide that. They go, wait a minute. You guys know that I bought this box and you've been using them all. If I wasn't sharing with you, this box would have lasted me 2 months. They go, well, we're not buying a box. So I tell them, okay, from now on, they're my gloves. I'm not sharing anymore. And all the other employees went to the managers and said, we don't want to clean these things anymore unless you give us gloves. Oh, they were pissed. They eventually did. Oh, look at that. They did eventually provide gloves. And by this point, it's starting to become pretty obvious to both Rockwell Collins and me that I'm not probably a good fit. Oh, look at that waterfall. Look at that. I need to take a picture. freaking fun. Let's get up this hill. There's a trick up at the top. Wow! Trick on the side. Please notice there's a cliff here on the left-hand side. Bill almost went over it once. Boy, that Bill guy, he's almost crashed a lot. Okay, so we both agreed that I'm probably not a good fit for the Rockwell Collins company. And I said, okay, I'm out of here. Do I dare ask when I get my last paycheck? We'll mail it to you. Yeah. They actually did. And here you go. I bet you're wondering about this. Did I give him the badge? No, I did not. I took the badge, I went home, and I clipped it on the door right next to where we go in and out. Ooh, I said her twice. Then I told my sweetie, I said, hey, in about 6 months, Rockwell Collins will be calling me. And they'll be asking where this badge is. Because the FAA and TSA is going to be all over them because it is now considered a lost badge. And for security purposes, that's kind of important. Oh, that reminds me of their story. Remind me to tell you about the airplane break-in. But anyway, that's kind of important. Slick bridge? Slick bridge. Sure enough, 6 months later, phone rings. Hey, Bill. The little lady goes, hey, Rockwell Collins wants to chat with you. Okay. I pick up the phone immediately and I say, hey, this is Bill. I know, I'll bet you I know why you're calling me. He said, where's the badge? I go, it's sitting right here in front of me. Do you realize you were supposed to turn that in before you left? I said, do you realize you were supposed to reimburse me for this badge? They go, that makes no difference. You still have a responsibility to turn it in. I go, well, yeah, it does make a difference. I purchased this badge with my money. That makes it my badge. It's not your badge. You didn't pay any money for it. And the FAA and TSA said you were supposed to pay for it in the first place. But your procedure said we're going to get the employees to pay for it. And I'm guessing you'd never reimburse any of the employees for it. They said, well, you need to bring that badge in right now. I go, I can bring the badge in right now, assuming you hand me a check for $100. That's blackmail. I go, no, it's not blackmail. You owe me $100, and then I owe you a badge. That's called business. I drove over there. I didn't even have to get out of the car. They were waiting outside the building. I pulled up, and they just stared at me. They said, you got a badge? I go, you got money? He handed me a check. I verified it actually said $100 and was signed. And guess what? It was written locally and not corporate. Then I handed them the badge, and I says, good doing business with you. Have a good life. And I left. So, big company, Rockwell Collins. So one of the times I'm on back to the airplane. Oh, I'm running out of trail. I don't know if I have time to tell that story. Well, I'll find out if we're riding any more trails when we get down there. But there was a really big security breach that the airport kind of glossed over and hid. And I'd like to tell you about it. It was kind of interesting. The heck with it. I'll assume we're taking another trail. So, when we delivered the digiplayers, we had to work our way to the very back of the airplane and put them in the overhead stow bins in the back of the airplane. And this is while they're loading passengers. You know how stupid that is? Trying to move down a, Just a minute, I gotta stop talking because Ron's gonna make fun of me. I could hear you all the way down there. Woo! That's nothing but pure fun. Okay, Muddled meandering. So we decided with Alaskan, let's see if we can try an experiment. I'll do a delivery. Instead of putting him at the back of the airplane, we'll put him into one of those beverage carts at the front of the airplane. So I made the delivery, we put him in the cart, we closed it up, we hit it, put it in place, and we're sitting there in first class discussing everything that went right and everything that went wrong with it. It's me and the head lady from Alaska. I don't know what her position was. And as we're talking, this little old lady, she seemed to be of some sort of Middle Eastern descent. Pokes her head around the corner, looks in and sees us sitting there. She goes, "Excuse me, is this my flight?" I don't know what kind of accent she had. And I kind of look at her. Whoops, come on, gear. I turn, I look at the Alaskan Airways employee that's sitting next to me, and I said to her, "Would you like to handle this? I think this is above my pay grade." Ron, you do not need to stop. I'm going to go ahead and take Muddled, Meandering, and Cavanaugh back. So I won't be at the parking lot with you guys.
Yeah, I copied.
Have a great ride. Drive.
We'll see ya.
Got to pay attention here. That looks slick. That's a long ways to fall. Ooh. Oh, wow. Big roots. Wow, that's really getting nasty. Okay, I think I can actually concentrate on riding now, or the trail. Or the story. Let's do the story. So, the lady gets up and says, "Excuse me, ma'am, what are you doing back here?" She goes, "Well, I have to catch a flight, and I saw this gate was open, and the number looked like it was my flight, and there was nobody up there, so I just came back. I figured I missed my flight." She goes, "Well, come with me." She walked the lady back up to the main concourse. Ooh. Ooh, I don't want to get muddy. Okay. But the Alaska lady came back. She says, "Okay, that never happened." I go, "Okay, it's your airport." But I guess technically, the second unrestricted people had access to that airplane. It had to have been shut down. It was required to be shut down and completely searched. You have no idea if there's a bomb been put on that thing or what that person did. So, Anyway, when you're talking about security, security only counts when you're hassling people in the TSA line, not real security. Whee! I'm so glad they filled this hole. Thank you. I'm starting to feel comfortable enough now that the nightmares are gone. I'll have to start telling you some of my Boeing stories. Oh, you're not going to believe it. You're simply not going to believe it. But that's going to be for another ride. This is so much fun. Oh, big root! Okay, now I'm on Cavanaugh. This is the Cavanaugh climb, but the sun is in my eyes and I can't see nothing. God, the big rock. God, please don't be anything in front of me. Please. Ah! There's a big rock, I didn't see it. Ah! Ooh. Oh, shade, thank you. That's steep. Very steep. Lean back, lean back. Woo! Can't see anything. Down this trail. Nope. Normal amount of water. Actually, a lot less water. trail because this has a tendency to collect water. Ooh, that was muddy. Yeah, they seem to have hit it pretty good for drainage. I know, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Thank you, maintenance people. This was the worst. Yep, this is it. So this is basically the most water I've seen up here. On all the trails that we've been on. Foot pegs. Ooh, that's turning nasty. Oh, they put rocks in here to fix this one. Thank you, maintenance people. Oh, look at that. I gotta stop and admire this. So this used to be my nemesis. It was a huge frickin' rock wall. So what I did is I came up here and I installed all these logs across here. I can't believe those are still in the ground. Look at that. And I put all these rocks in here, or at least some of them. Those big ones are new. And then I dug out a whole bunch of dirt and I backfilled all of this. And I went up and down this hillside, gathered up all these rocks. I was up here for about 4 hours. And I fixed this, kind of. But whoever came up after me, the maintenance people probably, they fixed it properly. They left my base, but they put more rocks in up there and a couple more in here, and then they backfilled with dirt. Bill is a happy camper. And looking at how much dirt they had to move, that was a lot of work. I bet they brought a pick and a shovel. I had a little trenching shovel. You can't really move a lot of... Ooh, look at the steam. I hear a bike. I better wait for him. Can't really move a lot of dirt with a trenching shovel.
This one behind me.
Okay. Let's go see what Webfoot looks like.